You know, I told you that we have two types of parameters. We have the query parameter and we have the what if parameter. So, you know, if you remember, there's something called what if analysis in Microsoft Excel. It's called what if analysis. It is called, it's something called scenario manager. Who knows that stuff? Please, I want your responses. Who knows that stuff?
I do.
What if analysis? You do, right? Isaiah? Good. Any other person? Have you used that feature before in Excel? What if analysis scenario manager? Anybody? Hi, people know use Excel. Okay. So it's like you are showing different scenarios to say, what if this is 10%? How is the sales going to look like? What if we increase the prices by 2%? What is our new sales figure going to look like? Like you are creating different scenarios of a possibility, right? But if something should happen like this, how will the outcome look like? Something like that. That's the simplest way I can explain it, right? So what we are about to do today is similar to the what if analysis scenario manager we have inside of Microsoft Excel, right? I'm going to first show you. We are going to do what is called feed parameter, and the other ones is number. If I'm correct, so let me say, hold on, Bishop. Just hold on, guys. Where do I even have it? Is it on the? It's not on that. Oh, okay. Show me on that home. No, it's not on that home. Just wait for me. Yeah, I've seen it here. New parameter. So we have numeric range and feeds. Yeah. So let's start with the feed one so that you understand. Now, before we go into that, don't forget that we have different kind of measures that we have written here, right? We have total transaction, total sales, blah, 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 minimum, maximum sales, average, all those things. Now, let's say that you are building a report. You know, don't forget that one of the things that we've been emphasizing on since the day one of this class is that when you're working with Power BI, it's always good to work smart, right? If you remember that most of discussions and contributions have been coming from different people, including me, Folonsho, and the others in this class, has been that for every action you take inside of your Power BI desktop, always make sure that you follow optimization techniques, like you follow optimization procedures to make sure that your report is being optimized, and also trying to work smart, right? And trying to make your report something that is easily maintainable, what you can easily maintain. So now I'm going to do something interesting here. Now I'm going to come here first, insert. I'm going to insert a shape. Inside of my shape, I'm going to make it look like a title, right? I can come here and change the color. I can change it to probably something like a green. I don't know if you like green color anyway, but sorry if you don't like it. There's nothing I can do about it. Right? And instead of my shape, my border, let me switch off the border, and I'm going to put a text inside of it, and um, I'm going to call it, I can call it sales reports. I can call it sales reports. Please, can you confirm that you can see my screen very well? I can change the fonts.
Yes,
So
I can see.
probably, okay, thank you.
Yes,
I can
very well.
change the font to blue. Um, So there's something that somebody taught us. Okay, sorry, that was just that joined the Winnipeg Power Platform Design Group meeting. He said if you highlight on this, remember what the lady said, that if you come here and highlight on this, if you have your cursor, you can just scroll up and down, and it will be increasing and decreasing depending on which one you are doing. So I'm using that method now. So we have the title of the sales reports, right? Um, that's my title. Now I want to do something interesting. I want to have different charts, right? And I want to be able to change the my measure, right? I want to be able to change my measure on a slicer, and I want that to change for every of the charts. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm saying. It will make more sense to us now. So let's say I click on clustered column charts here, and what I want to see is, let me say recategory, the recategory name, and I drop the category here. So I'm not going to drop any measure there yet. It's just the dimension. So I can bring in another chart. I can bring in another chart, maybe the bar chart like this. And for this one, I can put a calendar, and I can use, which one can I use? So I can put year and, yeah, the year is okay. I don't know. How many years do we have in total, sef? Let me check. Calendar. How many years do we have in total? Oh, good. We have like 4 years. Good. Oh, it's okay. I can put a year here. You see that I'm not putting any measure there, like total sales or anything. I will show you exactly what I'm doing. It will make more sense to us now. So I can come to, which other chart again can I use? Okay, let me change this one to a line chart. Okay, this one too, so I can show the trend, right? What again? What again? What again? What again? What again? What again? I can come to I can bring a card chart in. That one will just show a single stuff inside of it. And I'm not going to put anything in this one yet, right? Which other chart again can I use, guys? Which other chart again? Okay, let me use the donut charts. Donuts. And for this one, let me look at another this thing, ship mode. I can put the ship mode here, right? Now, what I'm doing will now make sense to us now. Now, let's now go and create that what if parameter, the feed parameter that we can have on a slicer, and we can be changing the measures, right? And we'll be seeing the different measures will be changing based on the selection of the slicer in the different charts. So what we're going to do now is that we are going to now go to modeling here. If I'm correct, yes. I'll go to new parameter. And under new parameter, you are going to see two options there, numeric range and fits, right? Now I'm going to click on fits. We are still going to do the numeric range, right? But just hold on. So even if you pick the wrong thing here, you can come here and still correct it, numeric range or fits. So as soon as I wanted to pick numeric range and I pick fits, I can come here and still change it. Now, fits. Now I can name my parameter. I can, okay, let me just leave it a parameter. Let me just leave it a parameter. I can come back and change the name. It's not a problem. Now, which of the measures do I want to see here? I want to see my average sales. I want to see uh I want to see which one again, which one again, which one again. I want to see the maximum sales. I want to see the total transactions. I want to see my total sales. Did I remove something? How many do I have now? Average sales, maximum sales, total transactions, total sales. So I have 4 now, right? Now you will see this one, the add slicer to this page. So checkbox this add slicer to the page. Just check, but make sure that it is checked, right? And you can now click on create. Now when you click on the create, just hold on for a few seconds, and it's going to create this for you. Now, when you created it, it's generated the expression that bets this parameter that you are seeing here. Now you will see that you now have all the measures that you've selected, right? While creating this parameter, all the measures are now inside of where? They are inside of this slicer. Total sales, total transaction, maximum sales, and the average sales. Interesting. And when you do that, when you click on create, you also see the DAX expression that bets this slicer that you are seeing here, this parameter that was created, the feed parameter that was created here. Now you see parameter equals to the curly brackets, open brackets, the average sales, the name of, because it's under the table called the hash DAX, and the name of the measure, and you start with 0. So the first measure on the list start with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's say I want to even add another measure, right? that I didn't have at first. I'm just going to come here, do some editing on this part. I'm going to put a comma. I'm going to follow the format. I'm going to put a comma. I'm going to open the brackets here, right? The good thing is that it is not compulsory that you even use the actual name of the measure as it is here. You can give it a name entirely. So let's say I want to bring in the minimum sales now. Instead of saying mean sales, I can just call it minimum sales, right? So whatever I call it here doesn't really matter. It's just a name that I'm giving to it, right? And I'll follow the format, name of, right? I don't need to know anything or know anything. I'm just following the format. And I will say mean sales, this one here. Oh, it's not going to be supposed to bring you the table name, right? And I say main sales. So let me just go like this. Let me do this. One quote, and I'll follow the table name, DAX. And you will see it here. Mean sales, exactly. Oh, why did I go and pick maximum? Mean sales. Good. And I'll pick mean sales. That means that this one now is going to be what? Is going to be 4. Right? Is going to be 4. Now I can commit. Oh, I made a mistake here. Am I supposed to close brackets here? I think I'm supposed to close brackets there. Okay, good. You see, I've added this measure. Even though I didn't add it at first, you can still go back here to do the editing and add. So what the name here doesn't really matter. What matters is the measure you are picking from the table that has the list of all the measures, right? So now, don't forget that if you are typing it out by yourself, you have to start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I can add as many other measure that I want to add, right? So that is just to show you that. Now, instead of me, now I have recategory here, right? Instead of me now saying recategory, I'm picking total sales, put it there. Do it one by one for each of this one. I don't want to do it because I want to dynamically be changing the measure for all of the different visuals that I have inside of my report page here, right? So I'm now going to when I created that parameter, something happened. If you look at your data here, your data section here, you will see that the parameter here was created. This is the parameter, right? So what you now do is that instead of, for each of the charts, instead of putting the different measures inside them, right, we just put the parameter there instead. So here I put the parameter, right? No, it should not be legend. It should be y-axis. So let me select average sales now. You will see that I'm seeing average sales by category. If I select maximum sales, I'm seeing maximum is changing by the measure I'm selecting. Total transactions by category, total sales by category, minimum sales by category. Is it clear to you guys now what I'm doing?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Okay.
clear.
Yes,
Is it
it's
clear?
clear, sir.
Is it interesting or this
Yes.
boring?
Very interesting.
Okay. Now I can also come here. I'm going to put the parameter here instead also. You see that I'm saying minimum, total sales. I change total, it changes. This one changes, this one changes. Total transactions, it changes. So you can have all of your measures in one slicer, and your user or your stakeholder or your report viewer can be changing them per each slicer, and they are going to be seeing it change. So I come to here also here. I drop in the parameter, right? You see that I'm seeing the trend, right? Minimum sales 2014 to 2016. I can expand it a little, okay, so that everything can show total sales by year, total transactions by year, maximum sales by year. If I select more than one, let's see how that is going to work. You see now for this one, it's showing I'm selecting maximum sales and total sales. You see that it's showing it here. Maximum sales is the blue one, so I can even select more than one, but that's not really okay for interaction anyway. If you're not selecting anything, it's going to show the whole entire thing inside the chart. So you must select something, right? So I'm going to show us how we can manage that. So I'm going to on the shape mode here, instead of dropping the measure, I'll drop the parameter instead, right? I'll drop the parameter instead. So maximum sales per ship mode, total transaction. Why is it showing only same day? I don't get. Where's my ship mode showing? Let me go to my ship mode table. I have like 4 stuff here now. Oh, that was what I used as my query parameter. Yeah. I hope you understand that. Yeah, go up on there, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes. It's 4.
No,
No, okay. Mike, you forgotten query parameter.
maybe my
That was
network
it at the
just
beginning.
happened there.
That was filtering the data source. Do you remember? I cannot go back. I'm sorry. Maybe you go and watch the video 1 of the day 2. So
No,
that's why
it's
we are
fine.
only seeing.
That's good.
Yeah. So if I change it to shape mode 2 filter now, and all the results will change based on that. I know some people will remember.
I remember.
Okay. Yeah, now stop hanging now. Still wants to start voila. So to change to another ship mode now. I understand what this thing is doing actually. Anyway. So what happened here is because of the query parameter that we've applied. Unless I go back and disconnect that query parameter from the transformation, that's when I'll be able to see what's it called? So that's changed now second class. So that is just the idea of what's it called? That's just the idea of query separate parameter of feed parameters, right? Is there anybody here that is using their laptop for this class? Anybody here? Chisom, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is your file, your Power BI file, is it up to date?
I
You
don't
mean,
think
I
so.
mean, do you have all these measures here? Like, did you do it up to date of the what we've been learning in the class?
No, it's not in my Power BI in this laptop.
Okay, no problem. I'll get somebody that has up to date up to date information in their Power BI desktop like this, like my own. You would have been
I
following
can get it. It's in the group chat. Let me enter the group chat.
Okay, I want somebody to just redo what I just did.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
Don't worry, you can keep looking for your file. When you see it, let me know.
All right, sir.
Thank you. So guys, after today's class, try to practice. Some people are not new to this, what I'm doing here, right? But if you are new, you can go back and practice what we've done. That's the only way it can stick to your head. I won't lie to you. That's the only way it can stick. So let me change this one to what do we call it? Slicer settings. Let me change it to drop down so that we can have more space. So, but this is not actually where we are going to today anyway. This is not where we are going to. I can do something here on this title. On this title, I can do something here. I can make the title to be dynamic. So instead of I'm coming on this thing, I'm not sure it's not going to work. What do I used to use though? I'm coming. Let me try something. If it doesn't work, I'll just leave it. So let me just call it measure. Let me just call it dynamic title. Dynamic title 1. I know is selected will not work. Is selected value might not work. Let me try. Selected value. Parameter is it feed? Yeah. Feed. If something is selected, it should be all measures. Right? I'm coming, guys. I'm trying to try out something. I will still explain what I'm doing. I hope it works, yeah. Oh, it works. Okay. I think it's changing. But this is not how I want it to show. I don't want it to show. Hmm. Okay. But I will not waste time on this because this is not where I'm actually going to today. But let me tell you what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to change this title here such that based on what I'm selecting is what is going to be showing on this title here instead of the sales reports. So I created it to say, normal selected value, right? Selected value parameter this. If I'm not selecting anything, it should show all measures, right? So I'm going to list this one and I'm going to come here and to my style, instead of text, I will use FX and I'll come to here, it's reveal value, and I'll say it should be based on this dynamic title that I just created. And I'll click on OK. Okay, good now. So if I'm changing it, you see that the title also is changing up there. Is it clear, guys, what I'm doing?
Yes.
Is it clear? Let me see if I can edit it to
Yes,
show. I want to remove that arch dark sign. So let me use variable. Say this one is variable AA equals to this. I'll say return. How can I do this? Don't worry, let me just leave it for now. I want you to remove that arch darks in front. We can come back to this one later so that it will not waste our time. So let me now go to where I'm actually going to for today's class. Is to teach you what is called top N. Is there anybody that have used top N before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, give me a scenario where you used it.
I've used it too.
Well,
Who's that?
basically, want to find.
I said, wait, somebody
say
said I've used it too. Who's that person, please?
Okay.
Yes, I've used this.
I hear your voice tiny. Jesus.
It's
I'm there to
Bumi.
know. I'm there to know who it was. Isaiah, please go ahead.
Okay, I think let's say you are dealing with a sales report. Let's say you want to find sales by products. Let's say you are dealing with sales by total products. That is at every level of the product a particular product. You want to know the sales or the total sales for that particular product, the sales it returns. So let's say that in working with that sales report, you now want to limit it down to the first 10 that generated the highest report, the highest sales, that is the top 10 sales. So which means that at each level of the product name, you want to see the one that return the highest sales, but the top 10. So that is when you use the filter to filter it down to top 10. Of course, you just have to specify if it's top end, then you specify the number. If it's top 10 or top 20 or top 15. So just specify the number. And if there's also bottom end, which is the list that doesn't return money to the report. So that's when you use
I think I know the one you are referring to, Isaiah. I think you're referring to that one we used to do on the filter here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that one you're saying, but that's not the one that I'm saying anyway.
Oh, okay.
This one is the top end DAX that I'm saying, the DAX function.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But the one you said too is actually is a nice one. Almost everybody uses that. Maybe you have a lot of products and you don't want to showcase everything on a chart. It's not even possible.
Yes.
You want to just see the top 10 based on a particular what's it called? A particular criteria. You want to see top 10 based by sales, by profits, by blah blah blah. You can do that in the filters here. Thank you, Isaiah, for that. But the one I'm referring to in today's class is top end function, like the DAX function. Have you used that before?
No, I've not.
Okay.
Please fill the attendance form.
Guys, please fill the attendance form. Okay, while doing that, so let me ask again, has anybody used top end DAX function before? Anybody?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, tell me how you used it, Elsie.
It's a DAX function. So when you write the top end DAX function, it opens the IntelliSense for you. So to guide you with maybe you want to rank the top 5 total sales. So the parameters involved, maybe the top sales, then comma, the number of how you want to rank it, maybe 5. Then I think descending, I think you're going to specify whether descending or I can't remember. I know it's a DAX function.
I see that you have an idea.
Yeah.
We are not just arranging this properly. We are not arranging it properly, but yeah, you have an idea. Thank you. Any other person before we go ahead? Any other person, guys? Thank you, Elsie. You try. What's wrong now? People will pass. People will get Pietro for this class. You are plenty. Nike. Is Nike there?
Yes, but I'm on the road.
Okay. No wahala. Now only God know where they go. Is Peggy in this class? I'm not seeing Peggy. Okay. So I'm going to just do what's it called? I'm going to just do a demo for you now. It's a very interesting demo. And it's something that you can apply sincerely if you are creating a report for your viewers, for your report viewers. Let's do something interesting. So for you to understand how top end works, right? I'm going to first show you. You can use top end to create what we call a calculated table. So let's say the logic behind my calculated table is that I want to see the top 10 products based on total sales. My criteria is my total sales. The 10 is the number of products that I want to see by total sales. Just like Elsie said, I can decide to arrange it descending. I can decide to arrange it ascending. Now, let's see. Let's go. I don't like too much talk. I like action. So I'll go to new table here. And I will call this table top 10 products. right? That's the name of the table. Is it will be equals to, let me increase this so you can see it clearly. Aha. It will be equals to, you say top n, that's the name of the DAX function. What is my n variable? I want to say the top 10. Now, top 10 based on what? Top 10 based on what, guys? Top 10 based on the product table. I'm going to put the product table. Now, you see the IntelliSense, the n value, I'm putting that there, that's 10. Which of the table I'm referring to, I'm referencing the product table, comma. What is my order of expression? My order of expression is total sales, right? And in what order? I want it to be descending, right? Descending means from what? Is it highest to lowest or lowest to highest? Guys,
Highest to lowest.
highest to lowest. Thank you. And I press enter. Now let me go back to my table view now, and you will see the table I just created. The top 10 that is showing me here is referencing the product table. That is, give me the top 10 products based on total sales. Arrange descending from the highest to the lowest. It has returned that for me here. I can go back to that table now and edit my expression and say, instead of top 10, give me top 5. I will cancel the 10, I will type the 5, and I will commit. And what do I see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't think maybe it's going to add another column here to show total sales. So no, it's referencing the sales table and referencing the product table rather, and referencing the sales table. Yes, I'm correct based on this measure, right? This measure is coming from your sales table, and because the two table they have a relationship, both your product table and I you remember I taught you about spiritual context. That spiritual context is based on relationships sometimes, or in fact most times. What am I even saying? Let me be teaching rubbish. Most times, yeah, all the time is based on what? Relationship, right? So see now, top n, open brackets, give me the top 5 from the product table based on total sales, arrange descending, right? And I see that here. If I say give me top 20 and I commit, so this is the product that has the highest sales now from what we are seeing here. Do we understand how top n works now? At least the basics of it. Do we understand it, guys? Okay, Michael is doing thumbs up. Good. Okay, people are thank you, guys. So I assume that we all understand to this point now. Okay, so I can delete this table. I can clear whatever the table is gone. Right? I can come here and delete from the model just to show you something. I'm not actually doing anything there. Okay, so what do I want to do? I'm teaching you about what if parameters, right? What if we now create something like a scenario, similar to a scenario manager in Excel, where if you select top 5 products, it's going to show the top 5. If you select top 10, it's going to show the top 10, something like that. So let's see how this works. So go back to my report Canva here, and I'm going to what am I going to do? I'm going to bring in my table charts like this, and I'm going to have my product name. Here's my product table. Product name like this, and I'm going to have my total sales to right by the side. See now, so I can arrange it from highest to the lowest from here. Okay, I've got it that one like this. You can see the products that has the highest total sales. Based on total sales, can be based on, for your top 10, it can be based on several things. So let me even reduce this one because I'm still going to need something up there. Now, I'm not going to go to the same modeling where I did my other parameter, my P parameters. Now I'm going to do numeric range. And my numeric range, I will call this one parameter, but I will not call it numeric. Now, my numeric range will be decimal because I want to do percentage, right? Decimal. So my minimum is going to be, what am I even doing? Sir? What am I doing? What am I doing? I want to know it should be whole number, sorry. Right? My minimum should be 1. I can do the one of percentage also, but I'm doing the one of this one today. Should be 1. And my maximum can be I can change it anytime anyway. My maximum can be, let's say, let me use 30. Let me use 30. That is too much. Let me use 20. Let me use 20. My increment number can be 1. So it means that after 1, 2, 3, 4. If I put 2, it means after 1, it should be 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Well, let me use 1. And my default number, if I'm not selecting anything, should be 1. Right? And I have to add a slicer to this page. I click on create. Right? Now it has created for me the slicer. Some people call it slider. Anyone. So you see now, as I'm changing it, the highest I can go to is 20. From 1. 1 is default to 20. Now, when I created that parameter, something happened. Let me show you. Let me go to the table view. I want to show you something. Something happened. It's created for me an expression called generate series. So what I did there is as good as coming here to type generate series, start with 1, end with 20, and the increment number should be 1. So after 1, 2, 3, it should be increasing by 1, 1, 1, 1. If I change it to 2 now, let's see what will happen. It's going to be 21. And I commit. You see what will happen now. You see, after 1, 3, 5, 7 to 21. Have you seen it now, guys? So just to show you that that's the way it works. Let me take it back to what it was. So 1 to 20, increase by 1. Good. Good, good, good. You've seen that. Another thing that is also generated is generated a selected value. What that means is that by default, I will be selecting 1 will be what I will have on the slicer by default, right? What I'll see on my slicer is 1 by default. Okay, good. It's 1 by default. Now, I want to do something. So you've seen this now. This selected value is still going to be very, very useful. You just wait and see. It's going to be very useful for us. But let's just continue so that you understand. So first thing I'll show you is that it generated this generate series that created the table with 1 column. That has 1 to 20, the list of numbers. There's another one that is showing that will show the selected value, that is showing that I'm currently selecting. So let's go back here. If I change the default to, okay, so it's 1 by default because of what I set there. If I change the default to 5, that by default will just always select 5 as the default on the slicer. I cannot change because I'm not creating it for the first time again. Okay, no, well, let's just go back and change it to 1. No problem. But just for you to understand what I'm trying to say, right? So default, I have 1. Okay, no issues. Now, yeah, this is where I'm going to. I want to do something that when I select 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it should only show me the list based on what I'm selecting here. So show me the top product based on what I'm selecting here in this slicer. So how am I going to do that? I will create a measure. I'll create a measure. I will call that measure, what should I call it? We are doing top end. I will call it top end check. Top end check. Right? I'll create two variables. I'll call one variable AA, just to name it any name. Doesn't matter the name I give it. And this one will now be top n. Please, guys, listen very well to this part. If it's your first time, it might be a little, it might look as if it's complex, but it's not. If you don't put all your attention. For those that are there somewhere cooking eba, please stop the eba that you're cooking. And let's face the class. After the class, you can continue with your eba. So top n, instead of me hard coding the value of the top products that I want to see, I'm now going to use the parameter that I created. The parameter that I created. Right? You see now the top n parameter numeric value. That is that column. Where is it? And this is my parameter. This one. That column that has in the table that has a list of the 1 to 20. So it should be based on if I'm selecting anything I'm selecting in the slicer now. So top n this. Let me reduce this thing. It's too. Okay. Comma. Which of the table am I referring to? The product table, right? But because I want to remove in case there's any filter applied, I want to remove the filter. So I'm going to use all, right? And the product table, just like I did the other time. Right, the table. After the table, order by what? Total sales is my order by expression. I'm just following the IntelliSense. So in this case now, I'm not doing descending or ascending in this case. So I'll just leave that part and I'll close the bracket. So let me show you again. I want to do something. This is what I want to achieve. If I select any number here on the slicer, I want this table chart here to return the result for me based on my selection on the slicer. So my first variable is give me the top n, the top product, right? And instead of me now hard coding the value, top 10, top 1, I don't need that. Since I already have a numeric slicer parameter that I created that has the 1 to 20, and I want to dynamically, change or filter the result of this table chart based on my selection in my on the slicer, right? So I'm going to put the parameter there instead. The parameter that I created, that my numeric parameter, is going to be what I'm going to put in that section that I put the value, the number, right? The hard-coded number. So all product. Now the reason why I'm putting all, when I was creating the calculated table, if you remember that I didn't use all, right? But I'm using all now because in case there's a filter applied on the product table, it can, in case there's already a filter context applied on the product table, it's not going to apply that filter, right? So total sales, based on total sales. Now, I'm going to create another variable. This one will now be my selected value of my parameter, the numeric column, the parameter numeric column in the parameter numeric table, right? So I'll explain what this means to us now. So this one is just saying that whatever I'm selecting, right? If I select 1, this variable will return 1. If I select 1 on the slicer, this variable will return 1. If I select 3, 5, 6, 7 on the slicer, this variable BB will return whatever I'm selecting on this slicer. That's what this one is for, selected value, right? Now, I will now say, when you use parameter, when you use variable, you must always return something. You must use the return function. So the return we now is if, right? If my variable AA, which is to return the top product based on total sales, if my AA, it should be if my BB, if my selected value, if whatever I'm selecting on my slicer is in this my top product based on total sales, right? If BB in AA, that is if what I'm selecting on the slicer is part of the top products based on sales, it should return 1 for me. If it's not in the select, if I'm not if what I'm selecting is not in the top product based on sales, it should return 0. So let me explain it again. The first variable here is your normal top end expression. Give me the top products based on whatever I'm selecting on the slicer. All products. So if I select top 1, it should return only the top 1 products based on total sales. Right? All products, that is, remove every filter on the product table based on total sales. The variable BB, that one is just saying we just return whatever I'm selecting. But if I select 1 on the slicer, it will return 1. If I select 2 on the slicer, it will return 2. So if I'm selecting 2 on the slicer, and the 2 top falls within the top products based on total sales, then return 1 for me. If what I'm selecting on the slicer is not within the top products based on my total sales, based on my selection, then return 0. Don't worry, it will make sense to us now. I click on commit. I commit this. Oh, something is wrong. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong, guys? The number of arguments is invalid. Function contain rows must have value for each column in the table expression. Where did I go wrong? Just hold on, please. Let me check. Where did I go wrong? Please hold on for me. It should be if what I'm selecting is in AA. Hold on. I close the brackets here now. That's how we value. Hey, that's not start Wahala. Oh, I see my mistake. So when I used all, I'm supposed to not just not the entire product name. I'm dealing with product name. I was wondering. It's supposed to be product name here. Sorry for the confusion, guys. I'm dealing with product name. Now it is okay now. Okay. So now that I assume that you understand this part, I'm now going to drop this thing I just put here now, the top end check now. I'm going to drop it here. What's the problem now? I'm coming in. I'm coming. Let me go. Let me see my column here. Here's my parameter column. It's not a number column. It's a number column now. So what is the problem? My total sales. his own number. So, okay, let me go back to this, my top end check. So whole number too. So what's the problem? I'm coming, guys. I don't know. It's just meant to be here. Let me look at this error message again. Top end check contain rules does not support comparing values of text. Oh, okay. Consider using the value of formats function to convert one of the values. We don't know. That's what on, guys. This my top end is the problem now. I'll go to my table view here. My parameter numeric. The zero number. So if I say top end is value for product name, total sales. What is wrong with me? I've seen another mistake that I made again, guys. Sorry. So this one is meant to be, if my selected products rather, oh God of mercy. If my selected product name, if my selected product name falls within the top products that I have based on my total sales, then return 1 or else return 0. Sorry, I confused everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was what caused the error. Let me remove this one. Let me not bring it back again now. It's going to work. So if I select top 1, you'll see that it's only returning 1 where the top product, the top product based on sales is equals to is what I'm selecting. So I'm selecting top 1. So it's only returning 1 for the top 1. If I change it to 2, this second one too, we have 1. If I change it to 3 or 5, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the top 5, it will show 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Please, do you understand? Or should I go back to the formula again, guys? Should I re-explain this part again?
Yes, please.
Okay, I will explain it again now so that you understand. So, what I did here is this. The first variable. Michael, you understand variables, Abi?
A bit.
Okay. So if you want to write a complex calculation and you don't want to write everything in a DAX expression, you can use variable to break it down step by step. So what I want to do is this. My first variable says, give me the top product. I want the top product, right? Based on total sales. Now, instead of me hard coding the top product in this place here, I'm going to use my parameter that already has a list of 1 to 20. Because I want to be able to dynamically use these slides here, to be able to dynamically change my top products. Based on top 1, top 2, top 3, top 4, up to 20. That is what this expression stands for. The second expression is just selecting the product name. Selecting the product name, right? So any product that is on this table is selected, right? Now, if the product that is being selected based on what I have in this table chart here. If the product that is selected or that appears here falls within that top number based on my selection in my slicer, it should return 1. But if the product does not fall between my top between 1 to 20 in my slicer here, it should return a 0. That's why you see that when I selected top 5, I selected 5 here in my slicer, it's only returning 1 for the top 5 products based on total sales. If I select only 1, it's going to return only. So what that formula is doing is that it is based on what you are selecting on the slicer that will determine the product name is going to show 1, because that product name falls between the top products based on this slicer selection. Do you now understand it, Michael?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. So if I select 12, I will see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 12 times. Based on what? Based on what I'm selecting in this slicer. It's giving me the top 12. Where there's top 12, it's returning 1. Because these ones do not fall within the top 12. That's why it's returning 0. Because that is what we told the formula to do. If it doesn't fall between what I'm selecting on my slicer, return is 0 instead. Right? Okay. But what I want to do now is that I don't want the others that did not fall between that, what's it called, to be showing here. So what will I do? My top N, just like what Isaiah said the other time, I'll put it in the filters here. Filter on this visual. Yes, filter on this visual. And it's only when the top N is equals to, where is equals to? This one doesn't have equals to. Okay, let me use greater than. I know the column is greater than 1. 1 is the highest. So if it's greater than or equals to, rather, or equals to 1, that's the only what you show there. So you see now, what happens now is that if I now come in, I select top 1, only the 1 will show. Instead of showing the remaining 0, 0, 0, no. I only want what I'm selecting to show. So top 3, only the 3 will show. Top 5, only the 5 will show. Top 8, only the 8 will show. Top 14, only the 14 will show. Top 16 and top 20, only the 20 will show. Right? So that is how this works. Now that I have this, I don't need to put the top N here again. So I'll just remove it. So it's still going to work here like this. Top 6, the 6 will show from highest to the lowest, right? The top 10 product based on it. So this is how you'll be using this to dynamically change whatever you have. Now, what there's this, assuming they want to see the total sales. Assuming I don't have the total sales here, and I want to see the total sales based on what you are selecting. How will I do that? So I can come here, bring in my card chart here, like this, and I can put my total sales. Now this one is still showing the total sales for the entire transactions that we have in all the products that we have for the entire transaction we have in the sales table. But what if I want to show total sales by just based on my selection, and it should not be based on the total transactions that I've done in my sales table. It's just based on my top N, my top products selection on this slicer. How will I do that? So this is how I'm going to do that. I'm going to write a measure. I won't lie to you. You need to really do this personal. You need to do personal. I'm coming, guys. Total sales. So I'm going to total sales based on products selected. Based on products selected. You need to go and do personal practice of this stuff, or else I'm telling you, if you don't practice this thing after the class, you will probably not probably forget it, or you will not understand its usefulness until you do a personal practice on your phone. So total sales is going to be equals to the normal way we do our, calculate. We say calculate total sales, right? Now you now use the top n. Why is system blocking the what's it called? You now use the top n function, what we did, and it's going to be based on your parameter numeric value, as in based on this column here that has the 1 to 20, right? Let me reduce this a little so that right. So it's going to be based on this, right? Just like I did the other time. What table? The products, the product table, the product name, right? It should be based on total sales, right? Okay. Now, there's a problem here. I need to put something in front of this calculate, which is if that table, the table that I have my parameter is filtered. That is the, what's the name of that table? Parameter numeric, abi? So don't worry, I will explain these things to you. Don't worry yourself at all. So if this table is filtered, based on the slicer, if the parameter table that I created here, that has the 1 to 20, if that table is filtered, that is only when it should calculate my total sales based on whatever I am selecting in that my slicer. My slicer has that 1 to 20, right? So it should return for me the total sales based on what I'm selecting in the slicer, and which is this to calculate total sales for me based on the top products based on total sales, right? It should calculate the total sales for you based on whatever top products that you are selecting, right? But if this table is not filtered, it should just return for you the normal total sales that you have, right? Close the brackets, you close the brackets, and you press enter. I'm still going to explain it to you again in a very simple way for you to understand. Hey, wait. What's the problem? Am I supposed to close this one here and close this one only once? Okay. I think I've seen my mistake now. Yeah. Okay. So let me explain it to you again so that you understand. I told you that this 886 million is for the entire transaction in the sales table, but that's not what we want to do. What we want to achieve is that we want to only see total sales based on whatever we are selecting. So if I select top 15, it should just give me the total sales for the top 15. If I select top 5, it should give me the total sales just for the top 5 products. If I select top 10, it should give me total sales based on only the top 10 the top 10 products that I'm selecting in my based on my slicer. So I'm saying that if the parameter table that has the list of the 1 to 20, if that table is filtered, that is, if we filter that table, if we apply filter on that table, the total sales now should be based on the top products that I'm selecting based on my slicer. So it should modify the filter context. It should modify how it's applying the filter. That's simply what we are saying here. So calculate total sales now based on the top 10, top 1, top 2, top 3, top 5, top 6, top 7 products based on total sales. And if the table is not filtered at all, just return the normal total sales for us. That's the if that you're saying here. If it is filtered, calculate it based on this. If it's not, calculate it for me based on my total sales. Is it clear, guys? We are almost done with the class. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Then I commit. Now you see the magic now. So I come here, I copy this one, I paste it here like this, and I'm going to now remove this one and drag in this one. So you see what is going on here. Is although what is doing here is approximating, but let me go and change it. Not to approximate it, it should call out value, just show none exactly, and put a comma exactly. Exactly. So that the number you are seeing here is what you're now seeing here. So if I change it now to top 6, it's showing me the total sales based on the product that I'm selecting, the top product. So you see 1,396,860 is what you're now seeing here. So this is the way to calculate total sales based on what I'm selecting in my slider. I have come to the end of this class. If there are any questions, please bring it on. Any questions so far?
Yes, Mr. Winger. Good
Yeah.
evening. Thanks for
Good
the
evening, sir.
class. It's been quite insightful and at the same time mind-boggling. I wanted to ask as regard the top end function.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of maybe a business scenario where something like this is going to be, applicable. This is just going to help in try to learn so it becomes something that is concrete, and it's easier to learn when one gets the application sense. So I'm just trying to look at what will make me want to use the top end in analytics or operations.
No, this is like just 1 out of 1,000 scenarios that might make you want to use top end. Sometimes it might be a request from the stakeholder. Sometimes stakeholder don't know what they want. It might just be the one to, you can just be creative around it and just create something for them based on, based on the way you are interpreting the data. No matter how good your report is, if you are not interpreting it the way the stakeholders will want, or if they don't know what they want, if you are not creative around your reporting, your reports might not have a lot of traffic in terms of people checking it. So this is just 1 out of 10 scenarios of how you can use top end. So just to display your top dimensions, right? Based on whatever you are selecting. So if I want to say the top product, top customer, top 20 customer based on total profits, top 20 customer based on total sales, top 20 customer based on total transactions. Do you understand? Top 20 customer based on average sales. So it might be different ways, and it can be dynamic, it can be creative around it. So it all depends. I've done this for them in my place of work before, that I created something like this, and they did not have any. There was no. How would I put the word? There was no. Is it my English? Nobody antagonized me for saying, why did I do this? They saw it as it's interesting. So that's just it. Let me now do something before we go. When else one of us you are ready to leave, say, show me all of this. So let me do this before we go. So I will do something like a statement, and I will say the top supposed to be in Word. The top and the top what am I selecting now? selected value. The top. I'm coming. I'm coming back to this measure too. Just hold on, guys. I want to do something here. Aha, parameter value. Okay. So measure 2. So the top 6 products, the top 6 and the top 6 products. Top 6 products. Forms. Just hold on for me, guys. You see what I'm doing now. Forms. This one space. Forms. Divide. Say divide. My total sales based on product selected divided by my normal total sales, right? Turn 0. The top 6 products, for example, forms 10%. 10%. 10% of my total sales. Something like this. Let's see. So I can put it in the catch chart like this. I'll move this one. I'll put the measure 2. Okay, so the top 10 products forms blah 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 of my total sales. So I need to correct this one and format it. I need to format this results. So say format. Format this results as what? As percentage. So that should be 0 percentage here. Well, let me just put a 0 and the percentage symbol. Right. Now close. Okay, let's see now. Okay. This should not be. Let me change it to 00. I'll press enter. Okay, so the top 6, the top 8 product forms. Why is it this small? Okay, so it's even the top 17 products that forms 1% of my total sales. You can see that kind of insights. The top 17 products. So my top 20 is still 1% of my total sales. So let me increase. How many products do we even have, Seth? Let me check. How many products do we have? Oh, 1,000 and something. So let me come in and go to my parameter and change and increase it to 1,000. And let the increments be I'm coming on for 1,000. Let the increments be 100. What am I doing? Okay. So now you see that is telling me that my top 701 products only forms 72% of my total sales. So my first 601, my top 201 only forms something like that. So that's it for today, guys. Abdulaziz, did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
The product name I'm seeing here though, it's like we're listing. Okay, it's showing all the products as the slider moves.
Yes, it's showing 401 now on this list.
Um,
I change it to 1. It's only 1 that will show. The
All
top one. Yeah. Okay. Anybody any question before we end the class? Please don't leave. Please, I have an info to give us. Isaiah, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Any other person, any question?